Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see how those incidents may or may not affect our daily lives. Listen, what a year, what a year, what a year, what a year, what a year in hip hop. We're just going to go and hit the highlights of everything that's going on today. Just a little housekeeping. Y'all, please hit that like button. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. And once you subscribe, you'll be open to a plethora of movies and television series that I have reviewed. If you'd like to support the channel, please again hit subscribe and hit that like button. The Cash App is on the top of the screen. Memberships are available. And most importantly, share this video on all your social media platforms. All right. Let's get into this. Let's get into this now. We cannot talk about or start off this year without starting off with what sparked the year back on January 3rd and all the things that have come to pass since then. We had that one big old sage, Mr. Cat Williams himself, y'all. And what did Cat say at the top of the year? We're not going to go over that. He did a with this year in review, we're just going to kind of go over all the highlight most of the stuff. But Cat Williams made a prediction that has held truth for the tone of the year. And what was that you say, Pam? What was that tone he had? I'm going to let y'all listen to that real quick. I'm going to share my screen. And we are going to listen to the man himself.
Is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. All lies will be exposed. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing, tell it. I know so many things I should know. When I walk in a room, heads go down.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Program Your.
Let me go back to that.
Is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. All lies will be exposed. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing, I know so many things I should know. When I walk in a room, heads go down.
Ooh, child. That has always tickled me. That has always tickled me. Y'all, we're going to bring Mr. Bluminati to the stage. He's going to be my co-host in this this foray through the year. How you doing, sir?
Hey, what up? How you doing, Miss Pam? How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Getting ready to get into this new year. So I just played how Mr. Cat Williams brought up a thing because I have a little, I love a good PowerPoint. So I have a good PowerPoint presentation, and we'll just hit all the things on that PowerPoint. And if there's something that you want to add, please feel free to add it. I think
Yes, ma'am. Will do. Bring my mic up here.
I think I'm extremely loud. Got one of these little soundboard thingy things, and I don't know how to really work it. So
yeah, the soundboard. I'm trying to get me. They do the virtual ones too.
Oh, now see, that would be better because maybe, but I don't know because it's all.
You got what you got. Work on what you got, and then try to get to something else.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it. All right, so we're just gonna mosey on through. So we're gonna talk about Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion came out this first part of the year, and she brought out her song "Hiss." And baby, when that song "Hiss" came out, and people saw the lyrics. Baby, they started going off. There was this one little lyric down here. These hoes don't be mad at Megan. These hoes be mad at Megan's Law. And baby, from that particular lyric.
Yep.
I just had it up highlight. That particular lyric brought out Miss What's her name? She who shall not be spoken of, Miss Nicki Minaj.
What's her name?
Miss What's the name? Because if you say her name too loud, she get upset, and then before you know it, she'd be on Queen Radio.
Miss What's her name did show up.
Who is that? Yeah, she did. Mm-hmm. Nikki did show up, and Nikki. I don't know what it is. I have this thing, and I'm going to talk about her. She bothers me only not because of the fact you got to give her props. She's been out here holding it down for 10, 15 years, however long it's been, because people were not she had a machine behind her, in my opinion,
Yeah.
that was promoting her and all of who she was in her essence. And I think that she got into this little bubble, in my opinion, where she thought that nothing about what she did stunk. And so when the other girls started coming, if they didn't kiss the ring, she had issues and problems with them. Now, I'll also say this too. For all the stuff that Meg has gone through, that's separate from the fact that I do believe that at some point Meg can be a little bit problematic. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at her from a girls kind of situation. She can be a little bit problematic, but all in all, Nikki got into her feelings because of that particular one little line. And then she blew a gasket. She goes on Queen Radio and she just starts going off and rambling. And I don't know, it sounded to me like it was fueled by the illicit substances. Don't have any proof on that, but that's what it sounds like to me when I
That's
listen to
that's
what.
the word on the street.
Yeah,
You
that's the
know,
word on the curb.
word on the street, word on the curb. Yep.
Yeah, let me real quick put this up here, because these folks, let me put this because these folks, what you've been and had you
Right.
a
Allegedly. I'm sorry. Allegedly. That's the word on the curb. Allegedly. You're absolutely right.
because for you be like a mulatto girl,
Yeah.
your butt be being sued because
Right. Let me.
you don't put the right terminology where it's supposed to.
There, there. But I'll speak on
Go
that
ahead.
situation with you say the one who shot, I call her name, with Nikki, man.
Mhm.
She a mean girl. That's all it is. She's a mean girl. She'll tell you she's not. She's one of those. Every time something happens, it's always somebody else's fault. It's never, she never takes the accountability for what, even when she was beefing with who was it she was heavily beefing with?
Remy Ma,
It was not just Remy, it was somebody else.
Coyle Ray, Lotto.
She look, see how you naming all those names? The common denominator in that is her. Like, why you all of these women, all of these new female artists coming in who probably looked up to you. Let's start back with the little Kim. I'm paying homage to Kim or whatever. Then she started beefing with Kim. Like, why you beefing with Kim? Kim don't even rap no more. What you beefing with her for? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just a mean girl, man. And her and her and Drake are the same person to me.
Yes,
You know what I'm
just
saying?
one is in male and one is in female
Yeah,
form.
they the same person. Like, when the machine is behind you, everything is good. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as it don't go your way, you pointing fingers at everybody but you, or why your music ain't good, or why you ain't got a, you know what I'm saying? Like, the album before this was not good. Queen, I think it was Queen.
Yeah, I believe so. I, I
Queen.
would I, I would bear to tell you the last two albums weren't good.
I
And
didn't
then
listen. Only reason I said I didn't listen to this new one, so you could be right. I don't know.
the last two aren't good. And you're doing Cardi B. That's who you're talking. I
Cardi
know
B,
that's
that's
who.
who it is. Cardi B, yeah.
Nikki has that Mean Girl comes out, then you want to do features, and then you want to stranglehold people that they can't, that try to stranglehold their careers by
Mm-hmm.
you can't do any features other with anybody else. And like that's ridiculous to me. That's not what you would do a feature with a guy, and you would never tell him you can't do a feature with any other uh artist, woman artist in hip hop. You could never do that. So I never understood why she felt like she could do this. It's almost like she's I don't know. She just I don't know. She I hate to see somebody so talented to be so silly.
It's because she had, the people behind her empowered her. They emboldened her to speak that. Same with Drake. The reason why Drake, and I guess we'll get into that a little bit later. We ain't got to that yet, but they've been emboldened to be able to say these things and talk greasy because they got Lucian Grainge behind them. See what I'm saying? When I got the man behind me,
Right.
You know, and I'm not going. It's not like Nicki can't rap, or it's not like Drake can't rap. It ain't like they're not these big superstars, but they don't have a humble bone in their body. You know what I'm saying? And you don't always have to be humble, but you still have to assess certain situations. You got to read the room sometimes, and you ain't
Right.
always right. You know what
And
I'm
I
saying?
think,
I think she just been coddled.
yeah. And also too, it has this and I'm I'm the Gen Xer in the room, and so I'm old. But one of the things that I see that with the music industry now, it's too much of a person's personality that's overshadowing the art form that they're in, the music genre that they're
Mhm.
in. And I think that that's what bothers me about that. And I think that's what kind of bothers me just a tad with Meg the Stallion. Too much of her, she's a talented young lady, but too much of her personal stuff has spilled over in there. And I attributed that to social media. Listen, I may I may sound like a hypocrite. I make some money doing this social media gig, not a lot, but I make just a little bit that I can, uh, buy an extra bottle of liquor or something. But
Right. A
but
little
I
something.
think it's a little something, and it looks like that too much is put it on wax. That's the way I look at it. Put what you know how to do and put it on wax. All of this other stuff that's coming out with the way social media is working. And speaking of that, I just found out that when children are born next year, they're going to be Gen Betas.
Yeah, betas.
But anyway, I know I'm feeling real old. But anyway, uh, I just think of that. And then, Drake got in his feelings again with Meg the Stallion. He was throwing out some little beefs and some jabs at her and a few of the songs that he did. And then we have Tory Lanez doing way too much for the gram or the non-gram that he's in. Did you have an opportunity to listen to that song that
Mhm.
he did with DDG?
No, I did not. Nah,
Yes,
didn't.
yes.
What was in it? Maybe I heard it. I don't run to DDG nor.
Well, for me, it wasn't about the song because I did a
Mhm.
little live and then I took the live down because I was just feeling like, is it me? But even when this whole situation came out with Meg, Tory always
Mhm.
seems to have found himself uh integrated or intertwined with anybody that was at least 2 to 3 degrees separated from Meg. And I don't know if
Right.
anybody else saw that because I looked at the fact that even when all this went out, he got in with the baby and then had the baby bring him out on stage back in the day. He got in with 1501. Then all of a sudden
Mhm.
he was all out at all these little different parties in Houston. And I'm like, why are you in Houston? You're not even a Houston rapper. There's nothing in Houston that you would be associated with, but you were there.
Right.
Anytime that something happened on social media, he was always making it twist around that he could be around there. So anybody that she had tried to be around. And then when I saw this thing about DDG, and I thought about it, and again, I took it down because I was like, Pam, you might be thinking too far deep in this. And what I was thinking about was this. So here we have DDG. DDG was dating Hallie. Who manages Hallie? Parkwood. And who runs that? Beyonce. And
Right.
who is next to Beyonce that's associated with Meg? That's Jay. Why? Because Meg is done with Rock Nation. And so I'm like, out of all the rappers that you had, how did you get hooked up with DDG? And why did you get hooked up with DDG? Have you done some records with DDG before? I don't know. He may have. And anybody in the chat that can let me know if that's happening, y'all let me know. And also let me know that you're here. Say hi. I see some of you all are here. Just say hi to us. But I
Speak up.
just think I'm just trying to figure out that always seems a little funny to me. You see what I'm saying? It's always and I took the video down because I was like, Pam, I think you're stretching. But now that I look at that, because I was like, how did you hook up with DDG?
It's not a stretch. I mean, that's. I want to say that circle is small in the industry. The industry is small. It seems like it's big, but it's really small. Um, and they all run in that clique. That's why all the girls, you know what I'm saying? I hate to get a little sleazy with it, but all of them have slept with the same woman. right?
Mm.
Or that woman has been around all of these different men. It's because that circle is small, or and things of that nature, and it'll put you in a bad position to where you. That's why the whole and I don't know if you spoke on the Diddy thing yet, but that's why the Diddy situation is what it is. Everybody clutching their pearl because everybody's so close. Like there was, you talk about being, oh, I mean, I ain't too far removed from you, Miss Pam. It was a point in time where everything regionalized, and I only saw Diddy at a award show or something. I wasn't going to kick it with Diddy on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
now the DDGs and the Tory Lanes and the Drakes and all, they kicking it left and right. Hey, we in Cali, come through. We in such and such. They all kicking it. Everything is homogenized now. Everything is just one. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Even the sound of hip hop all sounds the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for, and I just don't think a lot of them got friends outside. You know what I'm saying? They're not.
You
Drake
know,
is Drake is a sociable person because he just looks like he has that in him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of him being, I think he's a manipulator, but regardless of that, I do think he's a very sociable person. I don't think a lot of the new rappers, the Kodaks and all of, couldn't talk their way out of a wet paper bag, I don't believe.
yeah. And
So they got to be around that.
people it's the funniest thing because I have always looked at the entertainment business as an introvert's dream, but people think that introvert is actually an extrovert because
Mhm.
you have to think about a person that's comfortable to be able to go be in somebody else's skin, so to speak, to go act, to do the music or do whatever, to be in somebody else's skin, to do all those other different things. And we'll
Right.
move on because we've got a lot to cover. We covered it, and if you're not familiar, I will get you all. Make sure you all follow our channels. I know that on my channel, I do a lot of coverage of celebrity lawsuits because that seems to be I've always been interested in lawsuits and civil lawsuits anyway, but celebrity lawsuits seem to be so fascinating to me. And so we have Meg the Stallion suing a blogger for harassment and defamation. This blogger is named Milagro, which I think is a pretty name. Milagro Cooper. She goes
Mhm.
by Mob Boss or Mob something out there. I don't follow her. I see her on Twitter a
Something
lot.
like that. Yeah.
She Meg is suing because again there is a degree of separation to from Tory Lanez to Meg. I can't even figure out her degree of separation because when I saw her, I thought she was Meg at first time. When I first saw that picture, her and
Mhm.
Milagro and Meg look similar. But
Look
anyway,
similar.
apparently they're being Meg is suing Milagro for defamation and being the mouthpiece of Tory Lanez. There's a lot of information that has come out from that. Also, within the past couple of weeks, Meg has filed a civil restraining order against Tory Lanez because he's saying that he is putting the battery in the back of Miss Milagro Cooper. They're gonna have a hearing on that in January. Um, and to be fair, Tory Lanez has spoken out in the past few days saying that he has the right for free speech and that she is using the legal system to derail his case and all of this other stuff. All right, we're gonna move on from Meg. What do you think is going to be her 2025? How do you think her 2025 is going to look as far as her career?
That's a good question. Meg is kind of in the middle right now. I know it seems like she had a big year. She was around here with Glorilla, and they was, did the tour and everything like that. A lot of her stuff got overshadowed by the drama with Tory. What I think she should do going 2025. Like, I don't even think she should have did this lawsuit. Oh, because at the end of the day, if you right, you right? Truth comes to the light. If you believe you was on the right, if you believe he shot you on purpose, yada yada yada, he's in jail. Let him talk all he want to talk. Go out and get your money. Show him what he missing on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Like I think her best bet going into 2025 is put her head down, make her music, and become the superstar that she had almost reached. because it seemed like she got there and then she kind of got knocked off the board, or yeah, kind of got snatched away from her. So go back to the drawing board so you can obtain that. It's wide open right now. You know what I'm saying? You got you, Glorilla, Sexy Red, you got Doechii. Like, get with all of these women, make good massive music, just like the dudes do, just like the guys do, and sprinkle in some guys in there. You know what I'm saying? But make music, get back to your art, get back to what you love. Go and be the best brand ambassador that you can be for whatever you're doing, or start your own. Leave that tourist stuff in the past. If he get out, he get out. So what? You ain't rocking with him no more. Cool. Move. You saw when Pamela Anderson was with Tommy Lee and whatever happened. She just divorced, paid me my money for leaking the little sex tape, and I'm out of here. Two husbands later, she up for an Oscar. You know what I'm saying? So
come on now.
You gotta put your head down and get to moving, man. Don't